I would go live for a short amount of time. I think primarily because I haven't been live in a while. Yeah, Molly, that's part of the problem. So I thought I'd have this backdrop up for in a while. Yeah, Molly, that's part of the problem. So I thought I'd have this backdrop up for 5 minutes. Hey guys. Yeah, I'm genuinely hoping that some opposition joins the live so we can avoid all that. I do have one quick question, and this is going to irritate me, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Am I right in saying the word false is cut off? Am I right in saying the word false is cut off? Am I right in saying that you can only see half the F? Hey, Yuma. Oh, good. I can listen to you while I'm sick in bed. Oh, I knew it. Half the F. Hey, Yuma. Oh, good. I can listen to you while I'm sick in bed. Oh, I knew it. All right, let me. Oh, good. Let me pull this up. Can I help you? I recognize.
Bitch, the fact that you don't know that this is my alt is crazy.
I recognize the account, but that was not what I thought it was going to be. Okay. No, I did not know that was you. When did I learn that was you? When have you ever told me that was you?
Well, I didn't tell you. You've been MIA the last 4 days.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Did you recently change the name of your account?
This account?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I alerted everyone that there was a fake Mac account, and I was told that you were in the process of creating a new alt.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
guessing that's
different
what this
account from
became.
this one.
You have two alts?
Well, I need multiple because I need more accounts that I can go live on. I mean, this one's the only one that I have right now, and I can't host on it. I don't even have photo privileges on this thing.
Is that a matter of you going live a couple of times, or how many followers you have?
Followers. You have to have 1,000 hosts, but also it's supposed to be you have to have 100 to go live. But the alt account that I just made has over 100, and it's not letting me have live access. So
Hmm.
I don't know if that's because I don't know if it's because TikTok can't be updated right now or what, but it's not letting me have live access.
Hmm.
So.
Well, since you're here, I may as well flip to the other topic since I know I'm not going to get up. And that is this. And
Oh
that's not
God,
centered. Let me see if I can center this a little bit better.
what is this?
So, you all may have noticed I've not been on TikTok for the past couple of weeks. And I've been putting a lot of work into the Discord to make the Discord kind of a safe space, but also like a usable space. And I think it's because I'm really fed up, everyone, and I don't know what to do. I kind of don't want to keep doing what I've been doing. Certainly not the way I've been doing it.
Oh, good Lord.
I don't know what to do, Mac. I'm being sincere. I really am at a point where I'm like, I am not motivated to go on TikTok anymore, and I'm not sure. I think the
Tic Tac.
larger, yeah, I know. I think the larger, like, political issues going on may have gotten to me or something. Like, that may have what happened to some degree. But I feel like I'm just at a point where I no longer enjoy. Oh, thank God I've got distraction.
Oi,
What's
mate.
up, Saucy?
Oi,
What's
mate.
up, Saucy?
Oi. I think I can solve your problem, maybe. Just speaking from my own personal experience. It
How
sounds
old are
like
you?
you burnt. I'm 21. It sounds like you've burnt yourself out, or you've gotten to the point where you don't see the point and debating anymore. Maybe
I am
it's
not quite
just
sure I see the value in it.
yeah. I reached that standpoint at some point as well. I used to debate on other platforms, and I just came to the conclusion it's just it's kind of pointless. I reached that standpoint at some point as well. I used to debate on other platforms, and I just came to the conclusion it's just it's kind of pointless, and I'm not going to get anywhere here. And I kind of stagnated in one place, so I kind of just I don't debate anymore. It's pointless. It
So
in place. So I kind of just I I don't debate anymore. It's pointless. It and it
So then
makes
it's not that you got burnout, it's that you came to a realization that
both. It was
it
both
was no
actually.
longer a waste of, yeah, but it was a waste of time.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah, so that doesn't sound like burnout. It seems like a
No, but
realization
it
that
was
you
also a burnout
had.
because I actually found joy in it. But it got to a point where just like,
It doesn't sound like burnout. It seems like a realization.
yeah, it was the same repetitive things over and over again.
And what did you debate?
Everything,
So,
everything, politics, religions, cultures, etc., so on and so
well,
forth.
that's where you and I may be a little bit different in the
Okay, what were
sense
you
that, like,
debating?
yeah, sure, I didn't debate for the sake of debating. So I debated topics I really passionately cared about. And so the reason why I was doing it was never really for the win. I was hoping to like change people's minds for the most part. And so that's where a lot of my passion and drive came from, was because there were
Yeah,
multiple successes in helping people like open up their eyes, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Whereas like when you're debating politics, it's very hard to get people to change their stance on politics.
Yes, it is. It's hard to change people's minds on a lot of topics. But yeah, I had that same drive as
It
well.
is,
To
but when you can go ahead.
no, no, go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
No, it's okay because I kind of lost my track.
A decent amount. I had become somewhat decent at helping guys sort of realize their contribution to grape culture and how it is simple things that they change could genuinely make it easier for people and better for people. And so you are rewarded every couple of days by seeing that all the shit you're putting up with in your other lives was ultimately changing someone's perspective so they were going to be a slightly better person. And so I would imagine that's absent when you're talking about religion. I would highly doubt you'd ever have a debate with a religious person. And at the end of that debate, they turn around and say, I no longer believe in God.
Oh no, it was the opposite for me.
You convinced religious people to not believe in God?
No, I convinced unreligious people to try and believe in God.
Okay. I mean, that's
Believe in God.
okay. I mean, that's not as shocking to me. I think it's near impossible to pull someone back from religion than it is to lure someone in with religion.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing your point of view. I appreciate it greatly.
yeah. Great meeting you.
Mac, what's your point of view? And I
My
know you're
point of
just going to say, bitch, don't go anywhere, otherwise I'll be angry with you. But that's not
here's my
very
point of
helpful.
view. I'm not doing TikTok debates if you're not doing them. Because like it's just annoying and I'm not doing that.
I'm not sure how this helps me.
It's like it's just annoying. Well, whatever you
Really, what you
decide might
did,
like
you just
have an
added,
impact on
I
what.
know, you just added stress. Maggie,
Well, it
Maggie,
shouldn't
you
be
want to know
stressful.
so look, I've been obsessed with the Discord for the past few days. And I think part of it is because I just want to leave it in a good space so that if I leave tomorrow, I'm not really needed. And like I've always said, I want the Discord to not be so that if I leave tomorrow about me, I want it to be more about a place where people are kind of mutually supportive and have similar values, right? And so I think I've been really focusing on getting that right because I think in my own head, I just feel done. And I kind of just want to, I think I've been really like walk away. And I felt like this a year ago, and I was really close to walking
You felt
away.
like this 2 weeks ago, bro.
No, no, no. It was a year ago. No, no, no. It was a year ago. Remember, I said I was gone.
Mm.
Oh, Clover. I've got 21 people. I'll be adding them in the next couple of days. I promise you. That's something I have to do. But do you remember I said a year ago I'm done, and then we just stumbled across Peterson, and then that just rolled into Blitz. That rolled into what's the P Treadio guy we reported? Hey, Nebby.
Paleo.
Paleo. And it just spun into me being here for another year. And I think one of the things that I kind of realized, or because I think I'm actually accomplishing much. And don't get me wrong, I still get the messages from people saying, hey, that changed my mind. Hey, that really opened my eyes. Oh my God, I can't believe I used to think like that. I still get that, but for some reason, I don't know, it's just not providing any
Maybe we
motivation
need a
whatsoever.
different topic.
You think it's about different topics?
Yeah, you might be burnt out from the topic that we always.
I'm good. I
Oh,
just
you
had to
did?
put
Okay.
fast, but yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so I'm not like, look, maybe we do different topics or something, but like I don't debate to debate. You know what I mean? Like I only debate stuff I care about. I do think the past few weeks, like just keeping it like really real, I don't think I've ever felt this defeated. Really real. I don't think I've ever felt this defeated as a result of everything that's going on with Trump. Like, I feel genuinely defeated in a way that I don't ordinarily feel. I feel like hope is sort of drained from me. And so I do wonder if a large part of this is the larger political environment that we're operating in and not just simply the TikTok debates. But I've been feeling a lot more fatalistic than I think I've ever felt before.
I am so glad you brought that up because I actually feel the exact same. Like I've never felt this way before. I've never felt so affected by what the fuck is happening. And I'm glad that you said it because I really am there with you right now. I've never felt quite like this before, you
Yeah,
know?
well,
I
because
don't know
I've
how to
always,
explain it,
well, I mean, I've never seen someone. So when George,
you
yeah,
know?
well,
I don't
because
know
I've
how to
always
ex
George Bush engaged in horrific crimes, right? And when that happened, I remember everyone being really angry. I remember all of us being really sad. I don't remember many of us being scared because I feel like we always just knew it was going to swing back. And like I feel like that's
Yeah,
the definition of American politics is the swing back. And that's done as a result of or it's guaranteed as a result of the checks and balances that you're never going to be able to have one party enshrined and so it's always going to lead to people coming in and out, people coming in and out. And I think the
yeah,
problem I'm having is I've never seen a president systematically removing the checks and balances. I've just never seen that. And he's doing a good job. And the stuff that he's dismantling, like I know USAID. Like I've been to some of their projects. And the idea that they're being demonized is insanity to me. The idea that the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act is going to be dismantled is insanity to me. Like, there's so many things he's doing that are all about stopping checks on his power. And I feel like there's nothing I can do. I feel like there's literally nothing I can do. And, like, I did always want to go into politics. And, like, had I get into politics, at least I would have felt like I had a voice or something. And so I feel like neutered. And then the other part of it is I've become very disillusioned with the influencer world to a large degree. Like I was realizing it after the fact that when I made a bio in the server to give people an idea of what a bio should look like, I listed my favorite creators, and I realized that like it was really hard for me to identify people who were not toxic pieces of shit who thrived on anxiety and stress and bad situations. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I've just really fallen out of love with the influencer sort of sphere and politics all in the same month. So I don't know. I don't know how much of this is just a temporary thing or if it's a resurgence from how I felt a year ago.
I know the week that like, Kamala lost Trump won or whatever. I think what's his name? John Stewart released a video that was kind of like reminding people, and it was actually like weirdly like inspiring. I don't know if it would help you at all, but I forget what he was even saying, but it was something like we've been through this before. It's always kind of seemed bad before, but it actually does like whatever. But I don't know if I don't know how you feel about what's his name, John
I mean,
Stewart,
when did
but
he? I love John Stewart, but I guarantee he did that 3 months ago.
I don't remember when it
I
was.
It
guarantee he
was like a
didn't do it
week ago.
in the past week. He did
No,
Yeah.
no, I remember this from like when it was like during the week of the election happened. That's when I remember. But
Well,
maybe he's
he got
saying
a
the
lot of
same things again.
criticism too for that, like recently, um,
for what?
because for coming out and saying um, you guys like we will get through this and it's not as bad as you think. And so he got a lot of criticism for that.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what to
haven't
do
seen it
though.
yet.
It's not that I just like I don't know. I don't know what to do other than like try to believe it'll get better. Otherwise, I think I might die on the inside. That's all I have left, you know.
I think
It's kind
we're
of where I'm
all
coming from. Believe it'll get better. Otherwise, I think I might die on the inside. That's all I have left, you know.
I think
It's kind
we're
of where I'm
all
coming from.
really everybody's really stressed right now. The left is taking it out on each other. Everybody's really stressed right now. The left,
Yeah.
I'm part of that. uh, and I think that we don't quite have the direction yet, but I think that we have to have hope. It's the only thing we can do. Also, Canada has an election coming up, right? I'm afraid that we're going to infect Canada. Um, I don't know. But I do think that a lot of things have been stopped um, from our checks and balances. But I think that it's it's going to break through. Like, um, I'm trying to say, I don't
Hmm.
know. I think we're all lost. I think we're all really lost right now. All really lost right now.
Patrick is speaking out in
Patty,
the
what is it you
comments.
wanted, Patty?
I'm not Paddy, I'm Patrick. I think Trump is a nutcase.
Okay, thank you. That's what I think of an Englishman's opinion. All the best now. Cheerio. Um, yeah, I don't know. So it's nice to hear everyone else is feeling similarly. So maybe it's not a me thing. If everyone else is
Yeah.
kind of feeling the same way, like everyone's feeling kind of defeatist and shit.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
panic attack like Friday night and kind of came out in the server. Every once in a while in the political chat, I just post streaming memes.
I had to limit my online stuff like super, super, like a lot. Like I just had to do it. I didn't have like a choice, you know?
Yeah.
Like as everything is so easily stressing me out, like the stupidest fucking shit. So like,
And you go on
yeah.
Twitter and it's like if you go on Twitter, like it's all bots. And so
Mm.
like I wonder how much support there really is because these bots are it's like really obvious.
He's
Um
at 53% approval, which don't get me wrong is, very low approval, but for the majority of America to say that guy's doing a good job, that's like the truth is, like, politically correct or not, there's a lot of fucking dumb people out there.
yeah.
The majority of people are dumb. Like that's just the truth. Like the idea of a democracy is not a good idea. People do not know what's best for themselves. They don't. A representative democracy is required in order to save people from their own stupidity because 53% of America. Listen.
Sitting in my classes while we're talking about real world business events and specifically like economics, and knowing that 70% of these dumb fucks around me are not only in college for business, finance, marketing, etc., but also and quite literally learning about like the effects of the like what Trump wants to do, but then also like voting and supporting that. And like my fucking business professors are pissed. They're so mad. Like one of them, he goes on rants all the time. Like he loves to go on rants about like so many different things. But one of the rants that he always goes on is like about Trump, and he teaches like international business or something. I don't know. And he's just like 70% of you in the I don't know. And he's room blindly followed this man, voted for him just because he was red, and now you're gonna have to like reap the consequences of what you just voted for. And I think it's honestly like insane because they're like so brainwashed that like they're going against everything that they're currently learning
I
in
and I
class.
think that's part of where I'm getting a little disillusioned with the influencer space. And what I mean by that is the greatest thing anyone could do right now is to sell the truth. And I feel like, I don't know, we just don't see influencers spend time on that. And like, I don't have the talent to do that. I don't have the talent to like share facts with, well, or I guess I have that talent, but I don't have the talent to share facts that are political to listen. And I feel like that's what we're missing a lot, in the sense that like all these people who are stupid, they're misinformed at the end of the day. They just don't know what's going on. They're being fed misinformation, and the systems to check that bad information, like good education systems, good media, all of that's being crippled. And so it's easier than ever before to have people believe education systems, good media, all of that's being crippled. And so it's easier than ever before to have people believe really stupid shit. Like people believed that $50 million were being sent to Palestine for them to have sex. Like what the fuck is wrong with people that they're that dumb that they would think that
Me, the biggest issue that I'm having is I don't look at people the same anymore. Like if I'm at a Walmart, I know a lot of people outside of TikTok that like voted for that thing. And I don't know, like I'm like I don't know what to do. I just don't know.
that's the thing. I've always felt like I knew what to do. I've always felt like I had an answer. I always felt like I had a direction. Like all these years, all this shit that has happened, I always felt like I had a motivation, an idea, I had a strategy that deal with something, and I just feel both empty and lost. And it's a very weird feeling. I'm not understanding how to deal with it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like it. I feel very weak and very vulnerable. I'm not used to that at all. And that is how I feel. I feel very weak and very vulnerable and very pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Although like I know everything I'm saying is very natural in nature, it's just so foreign to how I ordinarily feel, if that makes sense. And I think it's because I've always felt like there's enough strong voices that shit will right itself. But our and I think it's because I've always felt like there's enough strong voices that shit will right itself. But our strongest voices are an 83-year-old man from Vermont and AOC. And like, is there really many other strong voices that people like? I can't think of other strong
Gavin
voices who are
Newsom.
leading this. Other strong
Gavin
voices who are leading
Newsom.
this. I think, look, for me, I feel like I look, people just, there's like an ass of other strong
Gavin
voices who are
Newsom.
leading this whole test. Or I look, people just, there's like an asshole test or something, and he's just the definition of a schmuck. Like, he's not someone you'd want to grab a beer with. Like, you couldn't, I
Who are
don't
you
think he's
talking
got
about?
real likability.
Who
Gavin
are you talking?
Newsom.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
He's loud and he's smart, and that's great, but
Gavin
it's
Newsom,
not
that's the
enough.
governor of California.
California, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
my governor.
Oh yeah. Do
He's
you like
not
him or
His
anything
relatable.
or
daddy.
no? Yeah,
No,
what?
he's not relatable at all, but I
No?
Yeah.
loved him. Like
Oh
If
my
you're
during
God.
poor, you
2020,
can tell he's too polished.
Oh, okay,
yes,
gotcha.
he's very like he's got the shit-eating grin,
Yeah,
which is just a
exactly.
personal favorite.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
AOC doesn't have that. Bernie doesn't. Like, you need someone who comes from poverty, like, in order to be able to communicate and relate to the people you need to get to, I think. And I just don't know anyone. Yet, whereas, like, I feel like, I feel like AOC and Bernie are like Captain America in Endgame, looking into, like, the distance, surrounded by all the biggest voices on the right. You're like Captain America in, like, Joe Rogan. Who's the asshole who runs the UFC? Dana White. Um, all the, Trump, Elon, now Mark Zuckerberg. Like, I can't think of. Yeah, but he doesn't do anything. I'd kill if Mark Cuban went into.
Feeling just because he's been kind of setting it up for a while now. He's
I
been
mean, I
like
think he would
actually
be great.
opposing. Yeah,
I feel like he would be great.
Yeah. So like another issue that I have was two more. Number one, I feel like I'm surrounded by a bunch of fucking idiots who are just being blatantly hypocrites in my face, and I fucking hate that shit. Um, yeah, that's
Do you
pretty
think
much
it's
it.
actual stupidity or do you think it's selfishness? Like these Trump supporters, are they actually? Because I mean, we do know that
It's hate.
there is no statistical higher
They're
likelihood
bad
that someone
people.
who's a Republican is less
Mhm.
intelligent.
They're
So I
bad.
don't think it is actually intelligence. I think it is selfishness.
I really, when I like really, the thing that I run into when I really kind of hit the nail on the head and kind of get to the bottom of things, it's always running into people's selfishness. It's always running into their fucking selfishness and their refusal to
I
like see things outside themselves, like every time.
I agree with the selfishness point, because like whenever I was in like my era of, I don't do that anymore because if I do that, I get kicked out of my out of the house.
As a
Um,
reminder, Mac's parents are a lot more right than she is. Just for context, people might
they're
not know that.
Trump-loving individuals. I think that's quite a bit righter
Oh,
than
I didn't know they
I.
were Trump loving.
Yes, they went to a Trump election party. Yeah, so anyways, back in the era of me fighting with yeah, so anyway, my parents and getting kicked out of the house for it. They they like were mad at me. They were like, "You care about like people who don't matter. Like we vote for ourselves and ourselves only, and we vote for like the people who make us like more successful." And so like it is selfishness and it's also like hate. Like it's a combination of the
Well,
two.
I
apparently
think
it's
it's
valuing success
insecurity for
over,
sure.
yeah, well, apparently it's also valuing success over valuing helping other people. Like, I don't understand why
Yeah,
those
Which
two are
I've
is the
come
big
to the
connected,
thing.
but
conclusion that a lot of these people are just bad people. They've always been bad people. And this is where it shows. Because if you look at like everything throughout the whole campaign, all I saw was xenophobia, transphobia,
Hatred, yeah.
homophobia, misogyny, classism, racism. That's all that I fucking saw. And the reason why that man is even there is because the people put him there. So that's an issue with the people.
Yeah, but simply, so I think if you vote for Trump, I think you're a bad person, right? But simply calling them bad people gives you no insight into why they did it. So you're not going to be able to change their minds or get them to vote differently. Whereas if you can figure out how they're being bad, is it because of insecurity? Is it because of fear? Is it because of jealousy, envy? All those
I
things are
think
kind of
it's
required.
brainwashing.
It's fear. I read a couple of
I
studies
think
on.
fear is a large part of it.
Yeah, they tend to operate in fear and
Yeah.
slippery slopes and shit like that. It's like their reasoning is just completely fucking out of whack. And that's why they are very susceptible to like propaganda and fear mongering nonsense because that's where they at. It's like it's like literal freaking. I don't even know how to explain it, but you got what I mean.
I feel like it's brainwashing. Like I feel like it's deeper than fear at this
But
point.
brainwashing is what allows you to control them. It doesn't explain how they were brainwashed. You know what I mean? Like, arguably, people on
Um,
the left can be brainwashed as well.
They play into
well,
their
the way I
fears.
mean, I think it's the same way that like um, I don't know. Like I just I feel like I don't really know. Like again, I think it's just hate. Like it's not fear. It's hate.
But that comes from fear. So like for instance,
Yeah.
if I feed you the fact that like this is a threat to you, you want to get rid of the threat. Like you
Yeah. Yeah.
develop an aversion towards the threat. Like that's just human nature.
Because,
So
like,
go ahead,
no, no, no.
sorry.
Go ahead. You were still talking.
Yeah, so it's like if you notice the language that they use, right? The politicians, whoever, it's always like these people are bad. they're gonna take something away from you. They're gonna hurt your children. This is gonna take money out of your pockets. Your business is gonna fail. The government is doing this for that, and then it tells them that what they're doing is bad. And they're like, yeah, fuck. And then they get fearful, like, yeah, we don't want that. It's gonna hurt me. And now they see the opposition as a threat. You know, they get really insecure. And then that's where the hate comes from. I
I,
hate
I,
it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna take something away from me. Blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
I think the thing that's been scaring me, and they need someone to blame. So the Republicans say, hey, illegals coming into the country are having us spend all your money, and that's why you're poor. Or the Palestinians want to have sex, so we have to send 50 million over to them. That's why you're poor. And I feel as though the thing that I think that really kind of scared me today is that economically, people are likely only to be going to be getting poorer and poorer. And if one of the reasons why the Republican Party does so well is due to weaponizing that fear, it only suggests that the Republican Party is going to get stronger as they continue to make the economy worse and worse for poor people. And I think that's where I started getting really scared.
Mm-hmm.
And like Americans voted all this for themselves. Like in Europe, like we're very, very pro union. You can't
Mm-hmm.
fire a person in Europe for any reason. Like there's no such thing as at will employment in Europe. You have to have real reasons to fire a person. And if you fire a person without a real reason, you could be sued. Like
Mm-hmm.
Europeans, like businesses didn't give those protections. People fought for years for those protections. Whereas Americans somehow got hoodwinked into thinking unions are bad. Like, it's just crazy to me that so much of this, if you list all the ways that Americans have harmed themselves, the majority of Americans would say those are good things. And it's crazy to me. Like, the brainwashing is scary just how entrenched people are at this point.
And then the guy was like, why do they have two different names for the same thing? And it's like, well, the Republicans came up with the Obamacare name. They're the ones who
Yeah.
called it that. So it's like,
I remember watching these people that were, in like Appalachia, and they're like, Obamacare is the devil and all this stuff. And I'm like, what? Who argues against like free healthcare? And it was just so people are very heavily propagandized. And I think that like TikTok, Twitter, social media, because my mom isn't political, but on Saturday, and she knows I'm like fiercely political. And so she just kind of started like, well, it sounds like Elon's doing some good things and yada yada. And so she just kind of started like, well, it sounds like Elon's doing some good things and yada yada. And so like I like explained what he was doing and how it was misinformation. And I was like, if it got to my mom, then I don't
mhm.
even know where to go from
It's
there.
like the same propaganda that somebody used in 1930 to kind of brainwash people
Yeah.
into seeing the quote unquote opposition as less than like human than they are. So then they feel justified in you know in what they're doing and how they speak to other people. Because if you look at the rallies, the way they talk about like the opposite, it's
No,
like,
it's like they're scum.
uh
It's like
huh,
they're subhuman.
mm-hmm. It's
Like
like
there
a
was
humanization thing that happens. Yeah.
yeah, Elon Musk was talking about 50 million that FEMA spent to house quote unquote illegal immigrants in luxury hotels in New York. And there was a few Republicans I was seeing saying, "Hey, if FEMA spent that money on the homeless, I wouldn't care, right? But why are we spending it on refugees?" And it's like, well, if FEMA didn't spend that money, they too would be homeless. So like it seems like you think refugees are subhuman homeless, and if you're an American refugee, if you're an American homeless person, that you somehow deserve more empathy or care or concern. It is scary. There is like a dehumanization that's taken place with a lot of populations that's been
I think it's
terrifying.
because they think they deserve to live here. Like they were born here, they deserve to live here. Like it's like giving like people in Israel who believe that like Palestine belongs to them because they were born Israel or whatever fucking Zionists believe.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's sort of a what is that game y'all play in America? Capture the Castle. That the
Capture
person
the flag.
capture the flag. Thank you. So the person at the very top now thinks that they're entitled to it, and they don't realize that, like, but for the grace of God, they would have been at the bottom of the pyramid. And I just feel like people in America feel like they quote unquote made it, and they don't realize that a large part of that is luck. And there's a lack of humility, I think, that's sort of frustrating to see.
Yeah, that's true.
That's King of the Hill, by the way, Irish.
Yeah.
King of the Hill, is it? All right, my bad.
I
What's
thought
the
you meant
difference?
Capture
Capture
Saying
the
the
castle.
what's the difference? Capture King of the Hill, is it? All right, my bad.
I thought
What's
you
the
meant
difference?
Capture
Capture
Saying
the
the
castle.
what's the difference? Capture the flag and King of the Hill. What the hell's the
Well,
difference?
capture
Because
the
King of
Kick
the
the
Hill
can.
means that you're like solo and you like want to get to the top of the hill, but Capture the Flag is a team game where you capture the
yeah.
other team's flag.
We call kick the can.
There's a great show from the 1980s. Oh my God, what was it called? Robert Zemeckis did it. Amazing Stories. I'll always remember that, Richie. They play kick the can at a retirement home, and all the old age pensioners turn into little children. Have you ever seen that before?
Oh, God. Trying to
You got to
remember.
watch that episode. It's such a lovely episode. One of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, well,
But
we called it kick the can back in the 60s, but I I don't know, names change over the years.
I love that
So
we have a living encyclopedia
The
for this sort of
60s?
knowledge.
well, yeah, I was
Girl.
born I was born in 56.
Holy shit.
Oh God.
Hey Mac, did you make a new account?
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
I
trying.
did.
I just followed you on it, so
That's good. Yep.
So, what do we do about this? Because I'm not a defeatist kind of person, and I'm not liking this much.
You gotta
Like,
give
I
yourself
this
some rest, that's all I can say.
I don't do well with
Why
that
is
either.
Patrick
I
back?
know, it's unfortunately a
He's
fucking
not.
reality. Who the fuck is Patrick, bitch?
There's nothing that we can do but wait to see what happens. Something is gonna happen. You know,
He's
as fucked
terrified.
up as fucked up as this is gonna sound,
I
Hmm.
think
I think
what's
we should have a
Hold
rap.
on, Richie. Atlantic will kill you.
Sorry, Atlantic. Sorry.
Go ahead, Atlantic.
as fucked up as this is going to sound, I think that what's happening now is necessary because
See,
it's kind
I
of waking people up to like what the fuck is actually like a lot of those people, Trump heads, whatever, they're like, wait a minute. They're like starting to realize that, something is not right.
Like the
Well,
amount of videos I've seen of people being like, "Hey, I'm sorry the way I voted." I mean, like, yeah, we were kind of telling you that you were gonna do this the whole time. But I agree with you that yeah, it's kind of like we just have to wait and let them see it for themselves, for sure.
well, but the problem is the Republicans aren't saying shit. I mean, they're going along with the whole thing. They're confirming everybody. Not a single senator has rejected any of the nominations that Trump
no,
has
it
put
blows
up.
my mind.
Well, yeah, I
The
don't think
fact
they
that we have
will
a
because like their
Fox News
career. Or
host as
sorry.
the head of the military right now is so dystopian.
You got to give it time because it's just so
Atlantic,
recent.
here's where I disagree with you, and this may be just because I'm a little bit older than you. I taught the same thing when Bush was elected, and I taught the same thing when Bush was reelected, and then I taught when Trump was elected the first time. I was someone who was not terrified when Trump was elected the first time because I thought the exact same thing you're thinking. This will cause a seismic shift because that's how politics in America works: is we have a Republican mess it all up, and then we have a Democrat come in and fix it. Like that's how we've done this every goddamn generation.
Yeah,
But it
but the
just feels like it
difference,
keeps getting worse.
it is so freaking bad that it's
Fifty-three
like,
percent of America disagree with you, Atlantic.
just give it
53% of
time.
America say he's great.
Yeah.
Where'd you get those numbers from?
Yeah,
That's the
it's
most
more
recent poll.
That's like the approval rating, but like
Are you freaking serious?
everybody's in tune out mode right now. Nobody's listening. Like
But
Elon has like a 10 point, I
well,
think he's
Elon's
only at like 40 something.
But RBG,
no,
I think that's why I'm
Elon's
scared. That's their strategy. Their
right,
strategy is to overwhelm
To
with really
blame him.
horrible information. Like one of the
Yeah.
things as well that really made me feel, yeah, I agree with Jem. Turn the TV off because one of the things that got me really scared that it's going to work this time is you heard about him releasing the JFK files. And when I heard leftist people being like, "Oh shit, that'll be interesting," and nobody going, "Why are they doing that?" And they're doing that so you won't talk about all the shit that Trump is doing.
right.
They're
Wait, is this
literally
executive
putting out
order?
distraction after distraction after
Yep.
distraction, so none of us are talking about the real stuff.
Yeah, and he keeps signing these, executive orders just to distract you from all the other stuff.
Yeah, because most of the executive disorders, or that's what they should be called, executive disorders,
Yeah, this will.
don't mean anything.
Yeah,
Like they are just to cause outrage
Executive
so that we focus on
disorders
that
is
stuff.
amazing. I've just
It
like,
is?
oh my God.
But
Holy
the
shit, sorry.
dismantling of USAID, that meant something. That was an amazing organization that brought so much good to other countries. Don't get me wrong, it was a tool of soft power without question. But my God, it was a welcome one by a lot of countries.
Well, we're just letting China, like, it's like
Yeah,
a power
100%
vacuum.
100% will fill that void.
Hmm.
100% will fill that void. It's kind of like USAID was sort of like, like if you're like a powerful company and you want to get stuff done, yeah, you can do it by a hostile takeover. You can also do it through networking and having good social relationships with other people. And that's what USAID was. That was our social networking way. So, Cloudy C, you've admitted that two women have accused you of rape. And in the 4 minutes it took for me to try to find holes in your story was dismantled and you ran. You ran. You literally ran after
He,
bragging on another live
That's
that you would
gross.
have no problem being able to hold your own during an interrogation by
Well, that's
me.
because he wants
Four
Oh
it on
my
his
minutes.
God. Wait,
platform.
what's the,
can I
I want an update. What the fuck? What the
can I
fuck?
say something regarding Cloudy?
Sure, just don't get
Um,
banana. Go ahead.
I won't. I won't. No, I won't. Cloudy, your rhetoric literally attracted your ex-friend Ryder. Like, does that not
Who's
scare
Ryder?
you in any way, shape, or
The
form? We'll talk about it in a second. Hold
Wolf
on one second,
Rider
Satan.
guy, Mac.
Yes, Wolf Rider.
Gross. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, Cloudy C, your rhetoric attracted that person and you vibed with that person and you like considered him a friend at one point. Attracted that person and you vibed with that person and you like considered him a friend at one point. Do you not feel like gross about that in any way, shape, or form? Like I don't attract gross about that in any way, shape, or form. Like I don't attract people who think that like who go around justifying people's grapes. I don't attract those panelists. So, and then I don't attract those panelists. So, and then you like wouldn't even go let me. I literally went up to your panel and I tried to tell you what this person did, and then you blocked me because I clocked you so hard on your statistics regarding Me Too that you blocked me from your space and you tweaked. And you said that I was harassing one of your panelists. Kyla deserves the harassment. I don't care.
Sweet dreams, Joey. Yeah, I'll add to that. And Cloudy, we know your bad faith because you were corrected on your bullshit 2016 statistics twice now, and you still rely on those outdated stats to push a false narrative, even after you were corrected. You said you were only relying on those stats because those were the ones I found, but you've been told twice now. Twice you've been told that those stats strongly do not represent the norm. And I pointed you to the specific stats that are more normalized. And you've ignored them. And you've still continued pushing your fake stats. That's how I know you're bad faith.
Well, he
It's
also tried to
called
use 2016 to say that Me Too was like bad without like recognizing that Me Too didn't even start until 2017.
Hmm. I mean,
So
those types of people, a lot of these dudes just have fragile egos. Like, they just cannot accept that they're wrong about shit. Then the cognitive dissonance kicks in, and then they're just, all fucked up inside.
no, you're right, because look, he's saying, and then I used 2025 cloudy. I asked you during our debate to pull up 2018 or 2017 conviction rates,
Why would you pull up
because that would
2025? 2025
that's
would
all
be the
he
worst.
has.
No, but
That's all he
2025 would be the
has. So
worst. It would be
no,
Guess
the
I
worst
know, I
because
know.
it's a partial stat. So you're doing it on
guess who
purpose again,
Claudia
Cloudy.
C follows?
The
No, I know,
most
and that's
recent,
why well, the reason that he was pulling it up was because I told him 2016 wasn't sufficient to prove his point about the Me Too movement being harmful. And he was like, well, then I'll pull up 2025. And I was like, well, that doesn't prove that there was an increase of false convictions after Me Too. You would have to pull up 2018 and show that there was like a substantial increase. And then you would have to show me how Me Too contributed to that increase, and he like wasn't able to do it, and then he got mad and blocked me from his live.
like,
What?
what? Hang on. Let me just show Cloudy how dumb he is. Hold on one
Did
moment. Hold on 1 second. Hold on one
okay.
sec, Richie. Cloudy, come join. Let me, in like, literally inquiring on one point, expose how stupid you are.
Well,
Come up, Cloudy. If you're such an intellectual giant who cares about the
yeah.
stats, join. Oh, you have zero interest because you just want to whine in the comments?
Well,
Cloudy, in literally
Also,
1 minute, I could show that you're an intellectual peon. So stop using stats when you don't know how to actually understand them. It's frustrating.
I
did,
I
did
also
you
think it's
check?
funny that Cloudy claims that I harassed his panelists when one of his panelists literally talked to me for an hour, tried to justify a variety of different forms of grape, and was spouting worse rhetoric than Pact. Like worse get that in your head. Worse rhetoric than Pact.
And
Got my main account taken down.
when you say he was accusing you of attacking his panelists, doesn't that mean that he was protecting grapey men? Right? Like, what does it mean?
I think he's talking about Kyla, which like Kyla deserves whatever form of if you're considering it harassment, I guess call it harassment, but Kyla's a sharp bag, so I don't really care. I don't think it's harassment
Hey,
to
oh
call
my
her out
God.
on what she said personally. But regarding Wolf Ryder, your friend, your ex-friend, yeah, like
So this is
you
why I'm
should
getting a little
care.
fed up of TikTok. It's like Cloudy's a moron and a loser and irrelevant. And I feel like we're wasting our time going after the people who, like, yeah, they're horrible people, don't get me wrong. Like they're horrible people, don't get me wrong. Like Cloudy's disgusting, right? But going after Cloudy won't change anything, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being
That's true.
played. And I feel like I'm focusing my effort in the wrong direction, and ultimately, I don't know, my efforts are being wasted is the problem.
Joe, if you want to try to send that, to be honest, but I mean, you could try. He could bitch and moan in the comments if he wants to.
I know there was some issue with this Ryder guy. I don't know what it
He's really
was.
bad. He's worse than Pact.
I would
And
just
he's
like
also
to
been
know.
accused.
Yeah,
And he also went to jail for grape.
I would just like to know, like, what does that do for you, Cloudy? To believe all this nonsense, what does that do for you?
It allows him to pretend that he didn't grape two women.
Yeah. Yeah, Claudia, why do you follow all of us and then you get some other interesting followers on your list that I
To
looked
the
at?
person who's messaging me saying, why not get politically involved? I mean, I was for multiple years. I'm going to restart because someone decided.
Basically, the rundown of the
See you, Yuma.
rider situation is that after
What's their full username?
A cool wolf rider. I'll put it in the
Sounds
comments.
familiar. Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you the rundown. After I clocked Cloudy on his Me Too argument and he couldn't provide anything and he ran away, his little bestie, Ryder,
What was his
came up.
argument?
So his full argument was this. His argument was that I had a prompt up that said men are the cause of like all the world's problems, and that like men are the issue in society. And he came up and said that feminism was an issue with society, and I said, okay, justify it. And then he said, well, false allegations. Ju- Who is this Fabio character?
I don't know. Fabio, what's up? How can we
Hi.
help you, Fabio?
So, is this girl feminist?
Is what girl a feminist and who's a girl?
I don't know, this lady here, female supremacy.
She is a female and she has some values that are feminist. Why do you ask, Fabio?
Well, that's awesome because I wanted to know, how much more will the feminists? Yeah, good, perfect. Wait a second.
He looked like Ryder, and that's
No,
why
no, no.
I like
Please
stopped what I
turn
was
on your
saying.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Wait. Just keep destroying the society.
Where are you from, Fabio?
I'm from Europe.
Yeah, I can tell. Where are you from?
I'm from Croatia.
Croatia. Okay. Can you explain to me what role did the feminists play in the destruction of Yugoslavia?
There were no feminists.
Okay. What role did feminists play in the Balkan Wars?
There were no feminists.
Okay. Do you
Like
know
the
all the
feminists are in the
bombs?
last
Do you
20
know all
years.
the bombs that are located north of Dubrovnik when you're crossing over the border? Do you know all that area that you're not able to walk across because there's too many bombs around? They still have signposts up that say "Don't go walking in these mountains." What
Oh, really?
feminists
Can
planted
you tell
them?
me about Dubrovnik more? Yeah, tell me about Dubrovnik.
I just did. Did you not hear
Well,
what I
that's
just said?
completely untrue. That's a complete lie.
What's a complete lie?
That what you said about Dubrovnik. Yeah, Dubrovnik is a
What did I
beautiful.
say about
Croatia is a
Dubrovnik? What did
beautiful
I say
country.
about Dubrovnik that was untrue?
You said you talked about the bombs that there is a place that we cannot
That
walk.
there's
Like,
landmines still located. Are you
yeah,
saying there's
where?
not landmines located north of Dubrovnik?
No,
Okay, you
because
would be wrong.
I have a house in Dubrovnik, so.
Okay, you would be wrong. You should go for a walk one day. So you would agree that feminists were not the ones who laid those landmines, correct?
No. Yeah, there are no landmines in Dubrovnik. What
Okay,
are you
so
talking
can you
about?
explain to me what is it feminists have done to people in Croatia that have hurt Croatian or the country of Croatia?
So when we talk about communism, when we talk about feminism, there is two stages that I like to divide. The first stage is the initial
Okay,
one, and the longer one.
Yeah.
Fabio. Bring it back a moment. I'll ask the question again. What role have feminists played in the harms that have befallen Croatia as a country?
Croatia has not fallen as a country.
Okay, do you think Croatia has gone through any bad times?
Yeah, literally right now.
Okay. Okay, you think now is the worst
Still
time
looking
for
up.
Croatians? You think today is the worst time for Croatia?
The second one since its independence.
It's the
Okay.
looking up for me. Like
What's
he's
worse
trying to think
today?
so hard.
Sorry, what?
What's worse today?
Well, it's the same thing with the whole rest of Europe, the European agenda that's going on in whole
No, no,
Europe.
no. What is bad today that compares to Croatia's past?
Sorry, what?
You just suggested that today Croatia is worse off than it's ever been. What I'm asking
I
you is,
said
can you
this is the
compare?
second time. No. This
Okay,
is the second time.
what do you say is worse than today?
Would I say there was a period that was worse than today.
Okay, what period is that?
1991, where there was a literally war going on for the Croatian
Great.
independence.
What role did feminists play in that?
In the War of Independence.
What role did feminists play in that?
Yeah, are you talking about the war?
You're talking about the war. You're suggesting that the worst thing that ever happened to Croatia was 30 years ago. And I'm asking you, what role did feminism play?
There was no feminism in that.
Okay, so you would agree that the worst time or worst period of Croatia's, existence, and we're talking about Croatia including what was previously known as Croatia, right? Or, as in
No, we're
Yugoslavia.
talking just the last 30 years.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you think you understand Croatia became a country 30 years ago, but you understand that it had a people prior to that, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking just of the last 30 years.
Okay, so you agree that the worst thing that's ever happened to Croatia, it was all done by men, correct?
Well, it's not all done by man. There was
Okay, so what
democracy.
role did feminists have in the
There was no
Croatian in
feminists.
War of
There
Independence?
was no feminists.
Okay, so then it was all done by
I
men.
want to finish my story.
No, there was also a woman. I mean, I don't get your point.
Okay, what role are women playing in destroying Croatia today?
Okay, so I said that I asked her like, how long will feminists keep destroying the society?
Feminist? Feminist.
Yeah, feminists. So you started asking me question about Dubrovnik having bombs, feminists in the World War of Independence, whatever.
That's not what
So
I
I
asked,
asked
but you're too
her,
stupid
like,
to
I don't know
listen. Go ahead.
why. Sorry?
It's not what I asked, but you're too stupid to have listened. Continue.
So I asked her, like, how much will the female feminists keep destroying the society? That was my initial question. And I will literally pay someone if they can tell me.
Irish, did you filter out the knife emoji?
No. Why?
Won't let me post it.
Do it as an independent one.
Oh, I did. It worked then.
Hey, what the hell is this man talking about?
Yeah, Croatia,
I
beautiful country. It's not misogynist. Don't worry, you can come. We love women. You know, women can go around safe. It's safe here.
Oh wow, I'm so convinced.
No, I'm reading some comments. So.
Fabio, you said that feminism is like destroying society, but
Yes,
then you can point any time in the history of your country society where feminism played a role in anything.
that's not true. That's a complete lie.
So okay, so what did feminists do to like ruin or destroy your society?
So they're destroying right now.
Doing what? What are they doing?
So the problem with the feminists in Croatia is the same thing all over Europe. And the feminists are, I was speaking, I divide the feminists in the beginning and the feminist modern feminism right now. So the feminists right now in whole Europe are being paid by a certain people and are here just to push their agenda.
Who are they being paid by?
That are going to fight people over.
Who are they being paid by?
Soros and
Do you have any evidence of Soros doing that?
Yeah, of course.
What's your evidence?
Sources on Google. Like,
okay, why don't you point
here,
to one of those sources? Because unlike you, I actually know my shit.
Can I just finish? I know
Fabio, if you can prove your shit, you can finish your shit.
Yeah, but can I finish my sentence or not?
Fabio, before you finish your sentence, can you read what I have up there? Can you read what that says?
Okay.
Do you want me to read it for you? As of February 2024, the minefields in Croatia cover 91.2 square kilometers. That's 35.2 square miles of territory. The minefields, usually known as mine suspected areas or MSAs, are located in 4 counties and 21 cities and municipalities. These areas are thought to contain approximately 10,000 unexploded landmines, in addition to unexploded ordnance left over from the Croatian War of Independence. The area suspected of containing landmines is marked using more than 6,255 warning signs. Based on the analysis of the area structure and MSAs at the end of 2022, after demining, technical survey, and general supplementary general survey, It was determined that 98.7% of MSAs are forest or forest areas, while 1.2% of MSAs off the Republic of Croatia are agricultural land, and 1% are characterized as other. Can I ask you, how does it make you feel to know that a foreigner like myself knows more about your own country than you do? And how does it make you feel to know that I've hiked more of your country than you've ever even seen? Does
So
that make
you
you feel
said
pathetic?
no, because you said that
Why
in
not? It
Dubrovnik,
should make you
be,
feel. I didn't say
because
in Dubrovnik, you moron. That's not what I
no, you
said.
said no, you said in I screen record everything. Look, there is my phone. I screen record these
Great.
conversations.
What is it you
So
claim I said?
you said why in Dubrovnik? How does it make me scared or
That's
something
not what
in
I said in Dubrovnik. I
something
said
like that? No, no,
north.
you said
I said
Dubrovnik and
north west of Dubrovnik, you moron.
yeah, northwest of Dubrovnik. All right, and you said
Oh,
that
now
there are
there's
like
mines? Now you're admitting there's mines?
wait, let me finish. Let me finish. So you said northwest of Dubrovnik, Dubrovnik, whatever, and you said like there are some mines, bombs, etc. And I told you that that's not true. And now
And
you
this
have
would
already
suggest you're wrong, right?
yeah, but there is nowhere written that in Dubrovnik are mines or northwest of Dubrovnik that are mines. You
What do you mean
just
there's
said
nowhere written?
where does it say that in northwest of Dubrovnik are mines?
Do you want me to name the areas?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Would that make you feel better?
No, I don't care. Like, I don't know why we're talking about the bombs. Whatever. What the fuck?
Because I'm just trying to show you that you're an idiot who's uneducated and knows less about your own country than I do.
Well, it's funny because I live in Dubrovnik, so that's the
I
thing,
know that's what's pathetic.
And Croatia is a small country,
I
so
know that's what makes it more pathetic. That you have seen less of your country than I have. What are you not listening to? That's the pathetic part.
so you think that there is bombs and literally mines in northwest of Dubrovnik?
I'm looking right now. Would
Yeah,
you
please.
agree that Split is northwest of Dubrovnik? Do you know what the map of your
Split is
country looks
another
like?
city. Split is another
I
city. It's
agree.
4 hours.
Do you agree that it's north of Dubrovnik? Yes or no? Immediately north.
Well, it's not. Is not north.
Great. There it is north. You
I
fucking
mean, it
dingaling.
is northwest, but it's 4 hours from Dubrovnik. It's another
What
city.
county is Dubrovnik in, you moron?
What do you mean by county?
Oh my god. Do you not know your country is broken into counties?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
called
Dubrovnik
Dubrovnik.
is in Dubrovnik Narrative or something, isn't it?
No,
Am I mispronouncing it?
it's
Narrative?
Dubrovačka Republika. No, it's
Neretva.
Dubrovačka županija, okay?
Okay, that's not a county, but that's fine.
That's a
What's
country.
the
That's literally
county?
my
What's the
county.
county? What's the county immediately north?
Sorry,
What's the
what?
county immediately north, Dingaling?
Of my country. It's Metkovićka županija.
No, it's not. It's
Yes, it is.
Do you know the Dalmatian coast, you fucking dingaling?
Yeah, what the
Okay,
fuck?
is
I'm
the
literally
Dalmatian coast immediately north of you? Yes or no?
I live in Dalmatian coast.
Great. So you would know that the county north of Dubrovnik is Split, Dalmatia. And if you would know that, you dingaling, you would know that there's miles of unexploded bombs in that county. Again, you don't know about your own country, so why are you up here trying to educate people on anything? Maybe you should finish learning about your country, finish getting an education before you have the arrogance to come up here and educate us on other things.
Yeah. So you want to tell me that there is bombs, landmines in Split, and that Split is
In the
located.
region of Split, you dingaling.
But you
Not
said
in the
Split.
city. Do you not understand that? Do you not even know that Croatia is broken up into counties?
I know it is.
Great. So you understand one of those counties is called Split. I think like I would call it Dalmatia, but like I guess you'd call it Dalmatia or something maybe.
All right.
That's a county. In that county, There are unexploded BOMBs.
Okay, all right, whatever. But that county is far away from Dubrovnik. It's like 4 hours drive.
Oh my god.
That small to a European or big to a European?
Sorry, what?
Is a 4 hours drive like long to you?
Well, for my country, it is.
All right, interesting.
I mean, I know it for you guys it's not, but for me, it is.
Irish, can
Wait.
I tell my story now to you?
Yeah, can you just
Yeah,
answer?
I'm gonna let you tell your story just after. This is not a clear map, but you're from
Okay.
Croatia. You should not have very many problems with this. So if you could do me a favor and just read for the class, what is the county at the very bottom? What's that one
Dorovaška.
called, Cupcake? What is it?
Sorry, stop insulting me. I
It's
mean, you
hard
will be
not to.
all over
What is the
YouTube.
name of the county? What is the name of the county in the bottom
How
right?
dumb you are. It will be
What
all
is
over
the name
YouTube.
of the county in the bottom right, you dingaling?
I don't know. We cannot read it. Can you read it for us?
You don't know what county that is?
No, sorry. Can you read it for
Okay,
us?
Dubrovnik. Do you not see that?
No, okay.
No, you can't see that? Okay, what's the
It's
county
not written.
above it,
No, no,
you
no, 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 no.
dingaling?
It's not written Dubrovnik. It doesn't say Dubrovnik.
It's Dubrovnik and then the word that I spelled to you, which is Neretva. I don't remember how to pronounce that word.
Okay.
But you should know your own goddamn country.
Of
Now,
course I
what's
know,
the
yeah?
county above it?
I don't know.
You don't know it? Really?
Yeah,
Could it begin with the word split?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? What do you think it is? What do you think the next one is? What do you think
I
that
think
purple county is? The one immediately north of Dubrovnik. What do you think it is?
I think it's Zagreb.
Zagreb. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not going to share a fucking panel with a fucking donkey. Zagreb. You know,
yeah.
I'm not going to share a fucking panel with a fucking donkey fucker. Go ahead, Mac. Finish your story.
Okay, so, well, did you want like what me and Cloudy argued about first?
I'm sure Cloudy argued about the most stupid shit, so don't waste your time with that one.
Okay. So basically, after I got done clocking Cloudy, and he ran away like a little crybaby, I had this person come up, cool Wolf Rider, right?
Okay.
And he came up and he just like immediately started being insane. He was like, I'm gonna lock you up. And I was like, oh God, okay. And he was like, even my girlfriend, like, we don't like feminists, and we're gonna lock you guys up. I'm going to school to be a lawyer, and I'm gonna lock you up.
Wait,
Meanwhile,
this Ryder
this
guy's a
dude,
lawyer?
no.
Oh.
He watches YouTube videos. Once you hear him talk Irish, you'll understand.
His name is familiar. I feel like I may have
he
engaged with this person.
So imagine like someone who speaks at a fifth grade level and who looks as if they might have been the product of I word, and that's Ryder. And he yeah, so he's like
Wait, this
not
sounds
he's
real familiar. Okay, go on.
yeah, so he's just a really horrible individual. He's just a really but basically he came into my live and he was like beefing with me. He was like, I'm gonna lock up all the feminists, blah blah blah. And then he was like, I'm gonna lock up all the feminists, blah blah. Feminists make false allegations, blah blah blah. And so I started beefing with him. And then, like, long story short, he basically just like for almost an hour was just like invalidating like many different forms of grape. And he said that consent is non-revocable and that it's wrong, narcissistic, and it's a problem if you revoke consent. And then he also said that if like your partner does something to you that you don't want them to do, then you should just be more open-minded about like consent, and you should be open-minded about like schmecks and yeah. Yeah, it was just really crazy. And then we talked about that for like an hour, and he like it was just like pretty bad. Like it's like pretty bad, and he's also been to jail for
Be careful with your
um
words.
I am. He's been to lockup for like allegedly, you know, this like whatever allegation he had, which like yeah, it wasn't an allegation, bro. But he said he's been to lockup for that, and he said he's been accused, and he said it was a false allegation, and yeah. So and then
This is
like
the guy who got you bananaed.
yeah, if you put up like a prompt that like if you put up a prompt that like was anything regarding men's rights, he would come in here and you know, he would beef with probably me or whoever's on the panel, because like he just seeks out like MRA platforms to talk about false allegations and talk about how he believes consent is non-revocable and like all this other crazy stuff. And it's a slinky, guys. I'm playing with a slinky, Amy. Let me play with my slinky.
What were people accusing you of?
With a slinky, Amy. Let me play with my
I mean, I didn't know it was a slinky, but I wasn't thinking anything
well,
nefarious.
someone said that there was a clicking sound and it's my slinky. But anyways, also his girlfriend, he actually has a girlfriend, big surprise. Uh, and his girlfriend agreed with everything that he was saying.
Wait a
His
second.
girlfriend
This guy.
agreed with everything that he was saying.
Wait a
His
second.
girlfriend
This guy. Eamon, check live chat right now. Go ahead, Mac.
yeah, and basically his girlfriend was oh, he also like made like all and everything that we talked about, he made the rapist the victim. And he like just continuously like made the victim the perp. And yeah. Also to everyone who's like correcting me in the comments or like saying that
Ignore the
everyone
correction.
who's no, just everyone who's saying like I'm not okay, so I'm not trying to make like what he did me focus, because to be honest, like I want to stop hearing the recording of it. So I'm just like trying to tell objectively like what his beliefs are.
Well,
So I'm
also,
trying
when
to
you're the one who's debating the person, like when you're talking about it, it is going to be me focused. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For God's
well, it was like very me focused, and I just don't want it to be.
sake. Yeah. No, but I thought you were saying people were saying in the comments that don't make it about you.
No. People are just like saying like they're like adding to it,
Oh, okay.
which like we don't have to add to it to like make it make it more basically what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to scrub this from my brain. So but I'm
Okay,
good to beef
understood.
with him. I'm just trying to scrub the recording from my brain basically. So that's all. Okay. That's the
Understood.
lore.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be the person who I thought it was. Let me just double check. Hang on.
He's like a trailer trash. uh I cessed
It's tough. People in the live chat are saying it may be the person I'm thinking about, or it may not be. There's no chance he's in here watching right now, right?
no, but if you put up a prompt
No,
regarding
no,
men.
no, no. I don't want to. So I have to confirm. But the person who I thought it was someone who I believe I was like, like bashing and giving a lot of shit to. And then he had a woman there and I feel like I like asked the woman a question or something, and I slowly started realizing this person is actually dangerous, and I ended the live or I dropped them, and I wanted to move on very quickly because I felt as though
So
I made the live or I dropped them,
I
may
know
have
who you're talking
inadvertently
about.
put someone in Oh, that's not the same person?
No, not the same person.
Oh,
Not
okay,
the
good.
same person.
That person
And
fucking weirded that
so
creeped the hell out of me.
yeah, not the same person. Again, like you'll know this person whenever you see them. Very much involved in like the Quink community where he lives, and we
Mhm.
actually had his neighbor come and like
What?
I guess like yeah, like that his neighbor at his mom's house came up and like started to like that was crazy. And she told us about like some sus behavior that he was like
I feel
engaging
like
in, but she didn't know he had all of this ideology.
someone in the comments said, Irish, how do you get these people to join your live? And first of all, I don't think it's unique to me. I think Mac does as well. I will say this: I don't think it's a compliment. I feel like if you go to other people's lives, they've got better guests. That's not a compliment that Mac and I attract the bottom of the barrel. Like, frankly, I think it requires Mac and I to self-reflect a bit as to why we attract those weirdos.
I
Because,
mean,
like, it's not a healthy thing. I don't think.
I would like to uh so I would like to continue like following this person and like calling them out on what they said because it is really like insane and also like yeah, like it was just insane and he like so I personally would like to like if he came
Okay.
into my live, which I don't think he
Why are
would
you
because he
saying that
blocked
like
all my
it's
accounts.
Amber? Just so you
Well, because
know,
you
I'm
might
like
not think that
21
it's
people
like
behind, but I'll add you.
you
Go
might
ahead.
not think it's like important because he doesn't like I mean he has like 7,000 followers, but the only reason he has them is because he like did a following train and follows like 10,000 people. Um but
I
like you
don't think
probably
only
wouldn't think
calling
it's like
out bigger people matter. Like, I think calling out any bad people is a good thing. What do you mean? My
I
only
don't know. I guess like whenever they're like really bad, I figured you like didn't really like care to call them out if they were
you and I go back
like
and forth in terms of, is calling them out going to put a spotlight that will make them worse? Like, you and I debate that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
like,
I
if
mean,
they're a smaller creator, I don't care about that. I care about the amount of
he's
harm they're
already like known though in the communities of TikTok. He just doesn't really have like any friends or like whatever, but he does go up onto like people's panel, like Forrest. He goes up onto
shocker.
like hypocrites panel. He's not smart. That's also why I think you wouldn't think it's like because again, he like
Think the way he does. I think that a lot of people, so people in the comments, you guys may ask yourself, why do you go after some people and not other people? And like, there is a reality that sometimes we just need to take our anger out on someone. Like, that's just facts. And when you've got someone who you know is emotional, like
I was
trauma, a
very
lot of this stuff
calm.
does to you.
I want to say I was very calm at first with him, even though he was saying the most egregious things that I've heard in a very long time. Probably since he would then confirm that, like, he is in fact not like like I don't think he's definitely not smart enough to like
So is Tarek Fardis?
definitely not smart enough to like
So is Tarek Fardis in the comments right now? He's an alt account. Is it possible that he's so fragile that he's in here using fake accounts? Because Tarek is a fake
no, he
account.
would come in on his real account.
He's so fragile that he's in here using fake accounts? Because Tarek is a fake
No, he
account.
would come in on his real account.
So who do we think Tarek is?
I have no clue. It might be one of
Hey
his
Tarek,
friends.
stop being a child. Come back on your main account. I'm gonna block you because I can't stand cowards.
His
Tarek,
friends.
stop being a child. Come back on your main account. I'm gonna block you because I can't stand cowards.
But yeah, like he's just pretty egregious and um also if you do pretty egregious and um Also, if you do want to bring him up onto your panel, I would suggest not having anyone up here who like wants to try to like utilize their personal story with like SA to like try to like talk to him, because that's not gonna go anywhere. And it's just gonna like cause harm. So I don't know if you're ever gonna run into him. I don't know if he's ever gonna actually come up here, but I would suggest like dropping everyone,
Guys,
because
if the live
every
is
to come up here, but I would suggest like dropping everyone,
guys,
because
if the live
every
is lagging for you right now, exit the live, exit TikTok, and then just come back. It tends to improve it a bit, but we're not. I am changing exit TikTok and then just come back. It tends to improve it a bit, but we're not. I am changing my VPN as you guys are bringing this up. But like when people say, "I wish Irish was there" and all that, like I gotta admit, I do look back on some of these lives and I'm like, the people there handled it pretty fucking good, and I feel like,
I did not
and I'm like, the people there handled it pretty fucking good, and I feel like,
I did not handle it good afterwards.
how so?
Like
What do you mean?
during it, I handled it fine.
Yeah, that's all that
Afterwards,
matters.
no, but like afterwards when I saw him on Spaces again, it fine.
Yeah, that's all that
Afterwards,
matters.
no, but like afterwards when I saw him on Spaces again, like again, so I didn't say anything bad to him in his DMs. I was more so just talk to me after like saying all of this like egregious things to me.
Got it.
It was just a lot
So
of
what
all
you're saying
caps.
is that I do serve a function and that me being in the live is
Yes,
helpful.
I would love to see you press him on his false allegation. If you could get him in here at some point. I don't think it would be I don't know. He's live all the time. He doesn't have a job. And he also wants to be an attorney. And so I think like we could utilize the fact that like
I would
we
love to
might know
ask him
someone
about
who
that.
might be an attorney slash lawyer who wants to like maybe perhaps give him some much needed
That would be
advice, if
fun.
you know what I mean.
Atlantic, do you have any reflection over the past 2 years about how you try to advocate and how it is you may be changing moving forward based upon like either learnings over the past 2 years or how things have changed in terms of politics and stuff? Or did you fall asleep on the live?
Did keep pretending that Wolfie was a
Okay.
lawyer so
Atlantic
that
fell
way we
asleep.
could get him to come up. Honestly, I should
Did
change
it
my
work?
yes, like low key. It did. I mean, he cowered away and didn't want to talk to anyone, but it was working. It was working. But Wolfie didn't keep up with the bit because I didn't like inform her beforehand. I kind of just made like an impromptu decision to like say that Wolfie was a lawyer, and she didn't get the drift, and so it didn't end up working. But it was going to work. He's trying to end CPS, and he was to end
Which
DN.
implies he's had his kids taken away.
Maybe. Yeah, but
I
maybe if
mean,
I
why
change my
else would you
profile
want to
picture,
end
he's more
CPS?
inclined to come in
I don't think I'm in a
here.
mood to. I'm not risking this account. I would not bring up someone toxic.
Would
I
you bring up
do.
someone on a different account?
Yes, I do want to give a shout out to Carlotta for appreciating how I ignore Atlantic and Mac and will tolerate having some weirdo up on my live for about 10 minutes because I know that those random little guests who come in that seem completely out of nowhere, that's what make the lives a little bit interesting in my opinion. While we all love Mac's stories
Oh my
and we all like to be
gosh.
caught up in stuff, the reality is these like little like 10-minute segues make the live a little unpredictable and fun in my opinion. It
I
was weird. I still
You should
also
have been in the live because it was a good live. Um, it was a
Dutiful,
good
who are you and why are you pretending to be someone who doesn't know us? And why aren't you joining the
dutiful
live, Dutiful? Like you're
dutiful. You should invite Dutiful up because
I've
Dutiful has
invited
been
him
in
four
lives.
times. He's pretending
Dutiful has like was in the live where this